You go to the show with last night.
I didn't go to the show last night.
You ain't got to lie. 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 You ain't
Let's get it. Dread Avenue Podcast.
What up?
18, what's happening, guys? What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Y'all good?
Like the whole team isn't here.
The whole team is at Cottonfest, I hope. At least.
They haven't.
Hey, bro, it's that
I
week.
saw some of those clips dedicated to Ricky. Wow.
Bro, like they're showing him love, man. That's dope.
Yeah,
like
that's amazing. It's amazing.
It's great that he's
You guys
getting
were coming
stuff.
from
We literally just passed by there. I think he wasn't busy yet. You know?
Oh, okay.
But I think we're dashing back after.
Yeah, we're shooting some scenes there.
Well,
That's gonna be.
I want to shoot some content from there, like
Amazing.
Cheese was saying that now it seems like Indian people are involved now. I was like,
So you know what happened? Me on Friday I went.
Yeah.
I went inside and then I saw Double D.
all right.
My friend Double D. So I didn't have accreditation. So I was like, yo, Double D, dog.
Yeah.
And then security just let me through.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, wow.
after that, I went inside. I found myself inside. I was
Yeah.
So there's this lady I saw. I just forgot her name now.
Yeah.
I introduced myself. I told her, you remember that guy? That was,
Piece of music.
yeah,
Piece of music.
Man, she went crazy. She's like, oh no! I never thought I'd ever see you in my life.
Yeah.
Let's take a picture. We took a picture. And
Oh, nice.
Then she took my numbers. Then she's like, I'll get you a ticket. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
bro.
We're out here. We're going there after this podcast.
I think we should, man. I think it's also just great to see that people are out again. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The fact that it
yes.
was a sold out show, and it's like the whole weekend, like it's sold out. It's like
Yeah.
people are outside,
And
man.
the good thing is now there's
Yeah.
not really a lot of restrictions as well. So
Bro,
people get
a
to-
funny story. Today, I was literally, I was at the mall, right?
Yeah.
And I was not in the mall, outside the mall, but I was wearing my mask, right? And then I'm like, but wait, the president said no masks outside. So I was like, oh,
it's free for all.
free for
man.
all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's great that people are outside, man. And apart from that, I wanted to discuss, a few things that happened last week. I think,
Oh yeah.
first of all, before we go there, what happened yesterday? Tyson, did he win or lose?
Obviously Tyson won, bro.
Did he?
Obviously Tyson. Tyson won.
Dude,
I've been telling you.
I was really rooting for like that.
You're just a
Whyte.
hater. Like
Nah, fam,
Who's
like,
Tyson?
Tyson
Fury, the boxing
Six.
dude,
I
like,
think he knocked him out in the 6th or the 7th.
he knocked him out.
Yeah.
No way,
One
bro.
of the most beautiful punches I've seen in boxing. bro.
You-
I think honestly, it's
Yeah.
the most beautiful punch I've seen Tyson throw. Like
Are you for it? It was clean.
it
Mike
was
Tyson?
clean. No, not Mike Tyson, bro.
Tyson Fury.
It was an uppercut, bro. Like it was such a
Are
the way
you
he
for
connected
real?
with his chin. It was so
hectic.
beautiful. Yeah, it was one of those things. He's unfortunately retiring now. So
I heard he's retiring. But another Tyson fought this past week as well.
Oh. But that nigga was asking for it. Let's be real. Like if you asking for a beating, and you're asking one of the meanest men
What are you
in the
doing?
world, like I don't know.
I was like, what are you doing? Like, dog, so Cheese, let me update you, man.
Yeah.
So, I think it was on a flight, actually.
Yeah, it was on a flight.
It was on a flight, right? So, picture yourself on a flight with Mike Tyson, right? And then you start 20 Mike Tyson. And then you're thinking you're not going to get your ass whooped.
You know,
Like,
some people think, what if I'm the one?
And the thing is, the dude was drunk, right? So he kept on like irritating
the dude, bro.
And then he gave him a serious beating.
Oh, I saw something like that.
Yeah, like he was...
But you see how the media twisted it.
What are they saying now?
Like they were saying that no, Tyson shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have reacted.
bro.
That's black.
It's
man.
like
what do you expect?
It's like
No, but-
anybody.
When have they ever said something nice?
But that guy doesn't have an excuse. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because this is not the first time Mike Tyson has done this. Like, they know. Like, if you touch or taunt that guy,
You're
he's
gonna
gonna
get it.
react and you're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, this whole cloud thing is going too far. Like, people are really pushing cloud, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's unnecessary,
That's
man.
crazy. It's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? Like, it's unnecessary. But there are things I want to just discuss that I mean, I was in Cape Town this last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I was going for work and whatever. But I was just thinking about just the pressure I was under, bro,
Yeah.
in terms of trying to, one, keep the podcast going, right?
Okay.
And it's like, you with any, and I was thinking it's something that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, you know what I mean? Creatives,
Yeah.
specifically, where it's like you have a vision, right? Of how this thing is supposed to grow and look, and you know,
there's always a picture. In
there's
your
always a
mind.
picture in mind.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think the life of creatives is easy. You know what I'm saying? They just think it's lights, camera, action, and it's,
And
you know,
there's no structure behind
champagne,
it.
and it's like, you know what I mean? And I was just thinking, like, geez, like, this is work, bro. Like, it's not a joke. You know what I'm saying?
isn't.
Like,
It isn't.
it's not like we just come here, everything is set up. You know, we just talk our ish and we're out, and then it's on YouTube, and
See
then
you on
everyone
Tuesday.
knows about it. And
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that a lot of, you know, people don't get to see, but it's
the
work,
investment
man.
as
The
well.
investment, the time, the money, you know what I'm saying? It's like, to keep something like this going is a lot. And this is just a podcast. You can imagine, you know, somebody who is in maybe like a movie career.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you got scripts, you've got, you know, management that needs you to do A, B, C, D, and that, and it's like this is a lot. But the thing is, you know, the concept around what I want to actually get to was the perseverance discussion. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, if you believe in something, you know what I mean? Like you have to stick with it, man. It's like don't just look at the fun side of things and like take the whole process. Just
Continuous work.
you understand? Yeah, like just and I'm sure Tunes you can obviously attest to this, where it's like
That's true, though.
people look at Tunes and be like, oh, Tunes, like, you know, Mr.
They
Kapisa.
don't know how-
They're not
They don't know how
computer
intelligent it
labs.
is.
They don't know.
But no, the thing is,
Yeah.
there's the beauty in all of that, because
Yeah.
it gives you time to actually humble yourself and respect people, because the lights, camera, action, they get to you, dog. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think it's really good when they don't know,
Yeah.
because people tend to want to know everything. You understand? And
we're in that age now, yeah.
when they see
people-
the other side of me balling, then they become jealous now, because they say people love seeing you do good. They
Yeah.
just don't love seeing you do better.
You know where I picture Tunes.
Yeah,
Like next season.
Yeah.
Like if there's Big Brother.
Yeah.
He needs to go in.
No, he's that guy, bro. Like,
I think people are just gonna love.
Big brother.
Yeah.
I'd get bored in that house, man. I'd leave. Ask for the keys, man. I would leave
I feel
that
like
house.
South Africa is just ready
Ready for a Tunes, right?
You don't get stoned.
bro.
You don't get, but do they get stoned in there?
no, they,
Well, I don't know. If
I don't know they get
Oh,
but
stoned, but I know they drink like
obviously.
drink.
But they drink those Nigerian
Walkers
drinks we don't know why. You don't want to start no Nigerian drink and then I pass out on Big Brother. Now there's a meme of me
No,
passed
but
out.
Tunes, if you were going to Big Brother, you're not just going to drink.
Yeah,
You
you're
know
going
what
to
I'm
like
saying? You're
really
going-
sell yourself. Like,
Sell yourself.
There's a lot of people that become like superstars.
Out of, there's a chick
But
that won
when
recently,
which
right?
name
Yeah.
you but only Saul is the only big superstar from Big Brother. Where are the others?
Saul
Where's
was, right?
Mantla? Where's the what's her name? Latish. What's her name?
Bro, forget
You
that.
you even forgot the name.
Forget
But
that.
it's what you do with
It's what you do with it.
It's what you do
It's
with
like
it,
it's like there was another guy who was there on that Big
It's not
Brother.
about what you do with it, guys.
No, it is.
There's a press run for everything. So
Yeah.
once you win, they've already got things waiting for you. You understand? They've already
but-
got.
But
they are-
beyond that, think about idols.
Idols, what do they do? Who do you know from Idols is popping?
What I'm saying is the artists that come off idols, right?
Not even the winner itself.
Not the winner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The artists that don't even win are the ones that pop
Yeah, true.
because they just got the, you know,
Yeah, the exposure.
the exposure, and they run with it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really about what you do with it. But I was just thinking around just the journeyman of artists, like overall. Like people look at it and they think that this thing is easy, bro.
And
like
not.
it's not. Like
I'm actually remembering, like, I don't know if you watched that documentary on Kanye on Netflix. And you see the struggle he had just to
bruh.
actually release his first album.
Yeah.
Dude, like I was watching that and I was like, dude, this guy was not cool. Like if you think about it, like,
Yeah, he actually
like
wasn't.
he wasn't the Kanye we know now.
Yeah.
He was that you'd almost think like he's that corny dude at the corner of the club just trying to push like, yo, listen to my music. Like
And
you know what I mean?
there's actually a scene where I think he's like rapping to, or he's playing his music for Dame Dash. And,
Right, and Dave is not even Dave's on the phone, bro. Like
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. It's like, whoa.
and then now he's hooking Dave Dash up. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And I think that's what, separates people that are really destined to do this thing and people that are not, right? People that are doing it for a check and people that are doing this because they really love it. Because you can easily get discouraged along the way. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
Where it's like you expect things to be moving a certain way, then they don't, or you think, how many disappointments did Kanye go through in that thing? Where it's like people are telling him, maybe not this time around.
And even like when he had the accident, and it was like a huge setback for him, because
you see what I'm saying?
They don't even want to work with him. It's
Bro.
Whoa.
I listen to that, to the Wire song differently now.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, bro, like the fact that this dude took all that
through the wire.
pain.
It's like literally through the wire.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
100%.
I was just like, yo, like, I can relate to that story so much because, bro, from high school and from varsity rather, like music was always a thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Where I've always wanted to do it, and I mean, I had a little studio in my room, like.
I still have some of your music on my old laptop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always wanted to do something entertainment related, right? And because again, with my dad being a pastor, and it's like natural for me to want to communicate and talk and teach and whatever. So this was another lane where it was like, because one, I do have a corporate career, right?
Yeah.
And I do have a lot of stuff I want to say, and I feel like, the creative side of me still needs to be fueled and stuff like that. I've had to commit a lot of my time to this as well, right? So you can imagine the whole balance, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that go through the same thing, where you're balancing your passion and your, talent with paying the bills and, having a career and making sure it's a balancing act, right? Until one thing really takes off. But the idea that, it takes time.
It does.
It's something that a lot of people, I think, who really want to get into this thing should understand. That it doesn't always start like this. You know what I'm saying? You have those sporadic situations where you have like maybe like a one-hit wonder. You just pop off. Like your song takes off. What was this guy, man? Trinidad James.
Trinidad James.
Remember Trinidad James?
I remember
like,
him.
Where it's like that gold in my watch song, like, just took off, and overnight you're a celebrity and you're successful.
I love McConnell.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like,
Shit, I'm saying.
those things can happen, but that's not everyone's journey.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, like, people that are one-hit wonders, they generally don't last, if you think about it. As compared to someone like a Kanye, who went through the,
Yeah, but I think everyone's successes is also different. Like, with other people, like with Kanye himself, you saw his journey, but he always understood where he wanted to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but with there's certain people that maybe don't really understand their sort of
calling,
their calling, their passions at that point in time. So when that also when they get that success, it's like, what's next?
What's next? And it's also like, is this really what I want? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something I've had to ask myself lately. I was like, because, sometimes, right, you can think like you're on the same path with everyone. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, guys, let's have a podcast, right? And it's like, the idea is this thing should, create a platform for people. It should be big and whatever, right? And maybe that's your vision. You know what I'm saying? But me, that's not someone else's, right? And it's like, you might look at it and think, okay, once this thing has grown and is big and, you know, you have a lot of people that are paying attention to it or whatever, you know, that is, okay, we've achieved something. Whereas someone else might be looking like, but that's not necessarily what I want. Like, you know, do I want to be on that stage or on that platform, or maybe I'm not that person, you know what I mean? But like I'm saying, success is subjective.
It is.
That's basically what it means, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, generally as creators, whatever your thing is, whether it's actual art, right?
Yeah.
You're an artist, or maybe you're a musician, or maybe you're an actor, or whatever. Like, whatever success is for you, right? That journey to that destination is not always going to be like this. It's not going to be easy. It's not always going to be like, you know, straightforward.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, you're going to go through a lot of stuff that might, you know, discourage you. You're going to go through a lot of stuff that might, or a lot of no's, right?
Break you down.
But don't stop. You know what I'm saying? The idea is that's part of the process.
And the
You know
most
what I'm
important thing, I think, is in any journey where you see someone attain success.
Yeah.
It's all about how they really persevered. I think even like I can give you an example of that lady that just got appointed as the Chief Justice, I think.
Yes,
the United
States.
Yeah. And one of the things that she says when she was in Harvard is that while she got advice from, I think, a lady that was walking by and just told her, listen, just persevere. Because at that time, also people studying law at Harvard was not really like people of color. It wasn't really,
And dude, Kieran, you understand?
Yeah, no.
And to that point, if you notice, like, for anything that is game changing, for anything that is different, right? A lot of people are not going to understand it. So you should expect people to not believe in it.
You know?
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know it's
That's
dope.
what I'm saying. It's that you don't have the answers. Like, you don't know about this. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different lane, bro. Like,
100%.
you know what I mean? And that should actually be the motivation, which is, it hasn't been done. When Steve Jobs was talking about the iPhone, right? People are like, what the hell? Like,
This dude crazy.
you know what I'm saying? This dude is nuts. Why do we need a phone that's just a screen? Like, I need the buttons. I need the flip. Like,
You know?
that's where we were. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to press it twice just to type A.
do you understand? Like, it was a totally different concept.
Yeah.
Hence, there was a lot of naysayers in that whole thing. Do you see what I'm saying? But look at us now. Everyone
Now, if you
that
don't have an iPhone, you are not popular.
What are you talking? Remember we were cracking at. It wasn't Tom's the other day. Like, hey, like,
Who's using a Samsung?
you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like that concept of to do something game changing. You should expect, like, people are not gonna understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as long as you get it, as long as you can put your money and you can bet on it,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're willing to work towards
and you're
it.
willing to work and put in the work towards it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And these are things that I was just thinking about based on just my experience about where I'm at now. And like we said, this podcast is about talking about real stuff that is going on in our own lives and hoping that a lot of people can relate to that as well, right?
Driving the conversation.
Driving the conversation and saying it. You know, you're at a point where you're in your 30s, you know what I mean? Early 30s, you're a bachelor, but you're at a point where you're trying to make life-changing decisions that, you know, either are going to benefit you tomorrow or they won't. So there's a lot at stake, right?
True.
Where your time is precious. Because this is the time where you're making those decisions that are either going to define you going forward or they're going to break you. And it's like, you know, you've got this thing where you're passionate about, you know, using your voice, right? To inspire people, inspire the youth, or to drive the conversation, right? And you're trying to create a platform for yourself, but for others as well, right? Like-minded people to, like, let's build this thing to where, you know, someone from Soweto, someone from, you know, Tembisa, someone from, the burbs in Camps Bay in Cape Town can relate to say, oh man, like they're speaking for me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I resonate with that.
I resonate with that. And creating a platform where there's access. Because if you think about a lot of, the media that we have currently, like, it's not accessible. I can't wake up tomorrow and say, yo, I want to talk about ABCD. Can I pull up?
Yeah. No, it can't happen.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, someone in Soweto can't just wake up and say, yo, we don't have, let's talk about the light, the electricity situation in Soweto. You know what I'm saying? Like, the youth.
It's not part of the narrative.
It's not part of the narrative. There's a lot of BS that goes on around what is actually put out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that was pretty much one of the driving factors for me to even remember in our early discussions around, let's create a platform where we get a voice.
100%.
Because we're usually on the receiving end, right? We're usually being told, oh, this is what's going on, this is what's popping, this is what, you know what I mean? But you don't have the voice and the platform to speak up for yourself, to say, no, this is not what we want. This is actually what we want. You see what I'm saying? And because that's a passion for me to, like, not just be, a spectator, but to actually be a part of the solution, right? It's like, you have that side of things where that's your passion, but you also have a career because you got to keep the lights on. You got to pay bills. You got a family. You got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even to support the dream, you have to put the bread up. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So these, like I'm saying, that the thing is, these are life-changing decisions. I'm in my 30s, right? And this is a point where it's either I'm investing all my time in corporate, right? And pushing that career, which is great. But at the same time, is that fulfilling, right? That's the question I ask myself. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that ask themselves that. Like, am I just going to chase the bread
and chase fulfillment?
Or fulfillment? You see what I'm saying? Like, happiness. Does this make me complete?
Do I want to wake up for it?
Do you see what I'm saying?
Like, I've always told myself, I don't want a job. I don't want a job.
Right.
But then right now I'm working for Eco Labs, like my brother.
Right.
My brother has a company whereby he installs computer labs in school.
Right.
So we have
do you see how Chins did the plug?
That was dope.
So we got like certain premium packages. You understand?
I like it.
Schools pay per month.
Right.
So you get an X amount of computers and unlimited Wi-Fi, unlimited SMSs. We do maintenance and we also provide coding.
Right.
So what happens is, I told myself I would never get a job, but when I went to work for him, the way he treats his employees, number one, brother, you don't feel like you're working. You wake up 30 minutes earlier,
of course,
to go to work.
And that's how work should feel like.
That's how work should feel like. Ecolabs is one of the best companies I've ever worked for.
Bro, and I can relate to that as well, where I'm happy at my job. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy with the team I work with. Like, amazing, right? I've been in corporate for a long time, so I've worked in a number of companies. But I'm happy with... But that's not a passion. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Where, like, this is something that makes you complete. Like, okay, I'm actually leaving a footprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, for myself. And, you know what I mean? Like, and for me, it's through I mean, you've kind of been part of the whole process. So you've seen how we've navigated and the obstacles and the ups and downs. You know the story. And it's like, you look and you say, okay, it's easy to say, okay, you know what, screw this. Like,
I'm out.
I'm dropping bread. Like, I'm not, like, I'm out. You know what I mean? There's a lot I'd rather do with my funds or whatever. Or you can say, this is part of the process.
Yeah.
This is what defines you as you're built for this or not. Because it's easy to chicken out, right?
True.
Like, if it's about money, there's so many ways to make money nowadays.
Yes.
Right? And, just being very honest. And I think a lot of people that want to get into this thing, and others is very transparent about it. Like, a lot of people want to get into this business or in this space just for the money, right? Say, build a platform, get some ad money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're almost like, I can then just chill. Like, this thing will just be a money machine, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because when you start off, right, it's like you got 10 views. If you're lucky, right? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
time, yeah,
It takes time. But you have to put bread into it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to feel like, yo, I'm just dropping bread. Like,
What's going on?
I could rather invest in this, invest in that, and you know what I mean? Go on holiday. But is that gonna give you fulfillment? You know what I'm saying? Is that what it's about? Is that the most you can do with this?
But what is fulfillment these days? It's
I think
like
that's something that you define for
That's what you
yourself.
define for
for
yourself,
yourself.
bro.
But yeah, okay.
That's because to me, fulfillment is this conversation where I'm saying I'm talking about stuff that I know a lot of people can relate to,
Yeah.
right? And it's talking to the youth and saying, listen, don't expect it to start easy,
Yeah.
right? But put in your 10,000 hours, okay? Like, it's part of the process, bro. Forget this podcast. We came from the same space. We came from a place where this
Was not there.
was not even in the cards. Do you understand? Where like we didn't think like, okay, we've got careers, we've got our passions we can invest in, and not blink, right? We never thought that could be a thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
But there was some perseverance there.
Yeah. Oof.
Doug, how many people do you know that quit?
Oh. Countless.
A lot.
Countless.
See what I'm saying? How many people know where in first year when you started varsity, the class is 1,000?
Oof.
Yeah, third year.
I think
Hey,
we were-
Yeah.
I didn't even see third year. That's the sad part. I'm the last guy to talk. I didn't even see third year.
But you're here,
But
dog.
I'm here, dog. You know,
See what I'm
because
saying?
of those 2 years.
Right. But I'm saying, just as an example, like, you know how many people drop out, bro? And just like, yo, this shit is hard. I'm out. Let me try something else. You know what I'm saying?
It was nice, but
It was nice, right? But niggas had to persevere.
Oof.
We had to go through the emotions of, damn, do I take a taxi to campus?
Don't remind me.
Or do I use that money to buy airtime instead? And chicks don't know the tough decisions niggas have to make,
The
man.
dynamics, man. But if I don't send a good night text, she's gonna get mad.
She gonna be, but I can't tell I didn't have money for airtime. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's tough decisions, man. At that point, right? And
And the ladies don't understand.
the honeys don't get it.
So you get dumped for making that decision of, let me buy that 5 rand airtime.
And then do you understand?
Like, airtime your 5 rand. Yeah, my man.
But you understand why niggas get frustrated when chicks just dump them for no reason. It's like, yo,
You don't understand the
That's
decision.
right, like a whole week, dog.
to take you for that movie, I had to sacrifice a lot.
You know what I
You
mean?
know what I'm
From
saying?
my grandmama's stove. And I'm dumping you for selling your grandmama's stove.
Like,
Oh,
it's
it's
not
crazy.
easy, man. But just coming to this discussion, I'm just thinking, like, it's a lot of things. It's a lot that you can learn from it. You know? And like I even said in the group, I was just like, you know, the journey to success is not straight, right? The journey to achieving your goals and your dreams is not going to be easy. You understand what I'm saying? Don't expect it to be easy. You actually should be like motivated in those tough spaces when you're put in those tricky situations where you have to make very tough decisions.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what will define you as a person, so that when you get to the success, you actually can appreciate it.
100%. 100%.
Dude, how many people do you come across with now who, like, yo, maybe I got retrenched or whatever, and
they've got all the certificates in the world.
all the certificates in the world, right? Or I can't find a job, like, but I've put in the work, right? And you look at it and you say, like, yo, I've been there.
You know what I mean?
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, when I'm talking to someone in that, I can sympathize because I've gone through the process as well. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm saying, like, bro, don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Just keep going.
It's that splat.
It's that splat. It's that broke ass splat.
Don't worry about it. Like these are those moments where you're defining yourself, bro. Like a situation's gonna make you, or you're gonna be in control.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for our audience, because I feel like I'm venting today, but it's more like
you kind of are, but it's okay.
Let it out.
This is a safe space.
It's a safe space, right? It's just to our audience. It's just something to say. Keep pushing, man. Whatever it is.
100%.
You know what I mean? Whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, you know what I mean? Whatever you're passionate about, you know what I mean? Keep pushing, man. Like, it's not going to last forever. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. You see what I'm saying?
Like I think.
You know what I mean? But like, it's just to say that, like, you know, tough times don't last, but tough people do, and you just have to
and believe in your journey.
And believe in your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let people derail you. Don't let people tell you can't do it.
Yeah, I remember actually when I was in my first year.
Yeah.
There was, I think you remember Stasm days.
Yeah.
There was this pastor that came and he preached, and I think it was on either the first Sabbath or the second one.
Yeah.
And his theme was, it's always stuck with me till now. His theme was begin with an end in mind.
Facts.
But always remember the walk. So
facts.
100% the walk is not gonna be.
It's not gonna be straight. And don't let me not fool people and tell. I'm not saying that be stupid about it and don't have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan. You know what I mean? Just execute it. Right? Plan it and execute it. And
keep working
towards it. If you have to take a job so you can support your dream, do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I always have a mixed feeling about, you know, artists that say, oh, I'm not gonna work, I'm just gonna, you know, chase this album or chase this record deal. And it's like, dude, it's okay to have a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whilst you're pursuing. Like, it's okay to, you know, be able to fund your own and hustle. That's the hustle. You know, like, hustling is not, you know what I mean? Just being an entrepreneur and, like,
you know?
Hustling could be a job. Like,
100%.
You know what I mean? You're doing an 8 to 5 so you can fund your, you know, that's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in whatever it is, be smart about it, but accept the challenges and the obstacles and all of that. Because
don't let them get you
down. Don't let them get you down, bro. You know what I mean? Because they will get it at the end. Do you understand? That's just how human nature is, if you will, right? Where it's like, in the beginning, it's like, what is this dude talking about? Right?
Yeah. 100%.
Then it's like, oh, snap. Now it's like, yo, I didn't, bro. That's when you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The dabs start coming.
Speaking about things that we don't get, bro.
Yeah.
A lot happened this week, right?
Yeah.
What I wanted us to speak about was the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. Bro.
She.
That's what
It's tough, man.
I was watching that. Is it a cross-examination or whatever they had on?
Bro, I was like...
And I was just like, wow.
I was like, what's wrong with... You know, like, money... That's when they say money doesn't make you, bro. Like, you can have all the money in the world, ne?
What happened with Johnny Depp?
So he was... And this is the thing. It's a typical story sometimes, I think, like, which we don't get as men sometimes. Where you leave your wife and your kids for a new, young, fresh babe. Right? Because the grass looks greener on the other side, right? And then, who would have ever dreamed that this woman is pooping in your bed?
But can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Like, from one of the first things I picked up. Like, when you see red flags, like when you see somebody's red flag.
Yeah.
Do you jump immediately or do you allow them to work on it? That's something that
It depends.
I wanted us to actually
I tell them at the
discuss.
same time.
If you see a red
If I
flag,
can't stand something, I address it. So you know when I'm not okay, what's popping. Because I also expect you to. I know I've also got some red flags, you know. So I expect you to tell me same time because my family. I'm used to being told, you know. So I just.
But in that context of Like that situation. A lot of people have been in it. Even vice versa.
But you know what's crazy about that one, right?
Oh.
I didn't know that chick was Elon Musk's ex. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So she's been in the circuit. Like, she's a pro. Like, she's been around. Do you understand? But the thing that was, for me, it was like, bro, why are you going to leave your wife, and kids? And it always happens. Even look with the Brad Pitt situation, right? Where Brad was with Jennifer, right? And then he went... And it always happens on a movie set. I don't know these honeys, now I understand why chicks are not comfortable with uns going to work.
I'm coming with. Or even at the club. Like, just like, I'm coming with you.
Like, I don't understand. Because a lot of weird shit happens at the set, right? Like, if you're... It's Jennifer, it's, you know what I mean? It's Johnny Depp now, right?
Yeah. But let me ask you an honest question. Like, a blunt question. Who's lying?
Both of them. I think both of them are lying.
Why do you say both of them are lying?
Because... So, the thing is, some of the stuff that Johnny says,
he's very calculated.
He's very calculated.
I could give you that.
You picked that up.
Yeah, he's very... He thinks before he speaks.
Yes. He thinks before he speaks. But some of the things that you learn about him, for me, kind of make me look at him as a person and say, hey, my dog, you could have done that better. Because remember, at first, he was on the stand giving, his statement. Yeah. And then they started cross-examining him.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
But I feel like...
Text and all that.
Yeah.
Like,
but I feel like... For me, when I look at the lawyer, I think it's Amber Heard's lawyer.
Yeah.
The guy that was cross-examining.
Yeah.
I felt like he didn't really have like a lot of evidence. He was trying to use the evidence that Johnny presented against him.
No facts, but I think dude, with all these things, it's about strategy. Everyone is coming with a different strategy to win the case, right? So you look and you say, okay, Johnny is a drug addict. Let's use that against him, right? To say, this dude...
He must have been
high. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. So you discredit a person that way. Easy, right? And he's coming at her like she's violent, of which she is.
Oh, bro.
There was so much evidence that... And I was like, if there's one thing we can take away from this, right, is let's stop the narrative that only men are abusive. Women can be abusive as well.
Yeah, that's why my thing is...
Right.
If you see a red flag...
Right.
Just bounce.
That's the easiest, right?
Like, that's my perspective. I think even like judging from the situation I went through like a few months ago.
Yeah, phones were like broken.
If you see the red flag,
right,
just roll out. Because it's not going to... A person can be apologetic and sympathetic about anything. And they're a good person. You're not saying that they're a bad person. It's just that some... type of behavior you should not tolerate, and if you're not okay with it, just leave.
Dip. That was one thing my dad told me that stuck with me, bro, from like varsity. He's just like, dog, if a chick disrespects you once, bounce. Like, there's no discussion, because the fact that she's past that line means she can do it again. It's already crossed.
And it could be, it could have bigger repercussions
later.
For you.
And it's easy to put things on the side, and you know what I mean. But there's certain things that happen when somebody has actually crossed the line and disrespected you. So they now know that they can. Do you understand?
And it's also about their thought process behind it. Like, people think, like, unless you're 2 years old or 3, you're responsible for your choices. Like,
But
people think, so you can't really just like bypass it and say no.
Respect, bro. Respect is the biggest thing. Whatever person I meet, especially when I'm dealing with like the opposite sex, I'm very clear about that. Like, my biggest thing is respect, because you go through those conversations. So what is your deal breaker, or like those things, right? And for me, it's like it's just respect, because it covers a lot of things. You're not going to lie to me if you respect me. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to treat me anyhow if you respect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna go dig me if you respect. Like, there's a lot of things that just come with respect. Do you see what I'm saying? The same way your parent, you know what I'm saying? The things you just don't do because you respect them. You know what I mean? And that's the
100%.
same kind of thing when you're dealing with your partner. Especially now, dog, where it's like we're at that age where it's like we're not just dating for the fun of dating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you date because there's some intention, right?
Yeah.
So that might take you places. I mean, what I'm saying, like, it might move you around a bit, but you still have a goal in mind, right? And especially when you're dating like that, you have to be very serious about those kind of things. And it's not just
100%.
maybe from a receiving end, but also in terms of how you deal and treat the other person.
Yeah.
Because this is your potential whatever. Do you understand? This is potentially the mother of your kids. This is potential.
Oof.
So you can't just treat that person.
You got to think about that very carefully. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of how, and it's something that dawned to me later than I thought it should have, but it did. Where it's like, yo, whoever you actually give your time to and you try to get to know, this is potentially. Do you see what I'm saying? So how you treat that person has to be proper. Let them be the one to mess up and screw up, and then you cut them off very fast, whatever. But in terms
but
of
what if you don't find them messing up, but they messing up and messing up? Hey, that's another thing you must look at, my brother.
what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you can find yourself, dog, like you that nice guy trying to, waiting for her, you waiting to find something, and she's just so good at playing her cards, dog.
No, but
and out there in the streets, dog.
But the difference is, I think that's where we kind of get it misconstrued. Being respectful doesn't mean be a simp.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a big difference.
Don't be
okay.
that,
You can be respectful, but at the same time, you're not doing the most.
Yeah,
you're not being an idiot. You're not being, you know what I mean? You're not kissing whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can be
if the
respectful.
energy is not reciprocated,
right,
keep the vibe.
Do you see what I'm
As it
saying?
is.
So, and that's a lesson, especially to the young ones, where it's like, you don't have to be a douchebag to be a tough guy, or to show that you're a man, or, you know what I mean?
And
to be
don't
an
allow
alpha,
yourself
or
to
to
be
be an
taken
alpha male,
advantage of,
right? Because that's usually what some people misconstrue being an alpha male is, right? Which is, oh yeah, this tough guy, no emotion, no whatever. No, you can be respectful, but you're still alpha, right? Where you you hold yourself to a certain standard, and whoever you're interacting with either comes to that standard or they're not there.
Yeah, 100%.
See what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, if I say, okay, this is my constitution as a person, I'm respectful, I don't shout, I don't touch women, I don't, you know what I mean? If whoever I'm dealing with can match that, then we're good. But if you can't match that level of respect for yourself, then we can't. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a red flag. Boom. Do you see what I'm saying? You're out of
Red
here.
flag.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think we have to really, and that's a great point that you brought, where it's like, we have to really look and define what is an alpha male? What is it being alpha? You know what I
And
mean?
you need to be self-aware. I think that's something we always talk about on the pod. Like people are not self-aware. I think based on things that I've gone through, I think.
Tell us.
No.
Choose.
This guy is giving us just the cream.
No, I'm
And the
just.
cake
I'm not
and the
even
cherry
talking.
on top.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, just be self-aware when you're in certain situations. Everywhere, in everything.
In everything.
And always, I think one of the things that I'm very grateful about when being in corporate is that they always try to teach us about emotional intelligence, like EQ.
Dude,
you always just need to try and
that's
something that needs to be
very good point. Corporate is good for that.
Yeah,
like etiquette.
100%.
Do you understand? Like, you know how to communicate.
How to conduct
You know how to conduct yourself. You know how to be excited, but don't be too excited now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how to be composed.
Yeah.
You know how to be
Especially
controlled.
because you've been in situations where there have been situations where you've been in meetings where you're like, yo, this could go left.
Easy.
But it's really how you also address those situations, because if you're not you could sort of like impact yourself negatively. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Because if you think about it, in corporate, it's really about the issue, not the person.
Yeah.
I can hate you as a manager,
Yeah.
but not a person. So you're almost looking at someone's office and title and separating that from the human being. Like we could argue in the office about something, but we go and have drinks after, and it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even in the arguments, there's
Time.
rules and regulations. Like this, you understand? Like and I think that type of understanding or etiquette is important in other aspects of your own relationships, where
And
like
life.
and life in general, where it's about one adding value. You know that keywords we use in corporate, like want to add value to the organization, contribute, and, like these terms, right? But it's the same thing. Like you should hold yourself as a business. That's something I learned. Like yes, you work for businesses and stuff like that, but you yourself are a business. Do you understand? So how you manage your time, how you manage your resources, all those things are your business. You know what I'm saying? So when your salary is it's pretty much a payment for your business, to your business. You know what I'm saying? So as a business, you have expenses, you have, investments, you have, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things are important. And
100%.
And you should start looking at yourself like that. Like your brand, how you portray yourself, how you know what I mean? Like those are things that you learn in corporate, and it's good to apply them to other aspects of your life. You know what I mean?
It's not all bad.
It's not all bad. There's a lot of craziness that goes in there. Don't get me wrong.
It's the jungle.
A lot of, dude. People don't know, right? A lot of young people want to get into corporate. And it's beautiful. I like the stories. Like, I want to get into corporate. I want to CFA. I want to be, whatever. I want to move to like partner at some point and, have my own team. And I'm like, yo, you don't understand the jungle that is. It's a dog-eat-dog place there. Like, you fight to get in and then you fight to stay in. Basically. Like, so it's not a bad thing. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, like, it's not all rosy, man. Whatever journey it is, like, that's also, I think, fundamentally what we're talking about.
Just embrace it.
Just embrace it, bro. Like, people think, I want to work for Deloitte or whatever. We'll scratch that. I want to work for whatever company, right? And once I'm in there, my life is good. And it's like, life is just not like that generally. You know what I mean? Like,
but even
it's for everyone. Like even like I think when we were in varsity, those were our aspirations. So like, I'm gonna get in here. This is what I'm gonna do. Then after that, I'm gonna be a director. And then when you get there, you just get a reality check. It's
like, are you sure this is what you want? Like, but it's just the yin yang of life, bro. Like you've got. And some things are better experienced than said. Like, we could tell you all about it. Like, you should do this, do that, do this. Like, but your experience will be your experience. You know what I mean? And you have to sink or swim through it. You know what I mean? But just know that at the end, you'll get it and you'll be fine. Because that's fundamentally what it is. Like, you'll get to a point in life where you realize, like, okay, so this is what life is. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, from there, you're in a point where it's now, okay, let me own this thing and make it work.
Yeah.
That's what you learn at some point, where it's like, let me make this thing work for me, and it's either sink or swim. You know what I mean? So whether you're an artist, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a doctor, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, embrace the whole journey, but just be prepared that it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to be rosy. You know what I mean? It's not. And that's the thing about media that I hate sometimes. Where it's like you sell people dreams, right? Of this lifestyle where it's all just popping bottles, endless bottles,
rockets lifestyle,
right? Where it's like there's no working. There's no earning. There's no
waking up at 5.
There's no waking up at 5. There's no accountability. There's nothing. We're just out. You know what I'm saying? And partying. And it's like, listen, life is not like that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like, you the thing is this, right? You work yourself up to a certain lifestyle. But as much as you've worked yourself up, you'll have to maintain it, right? And to maintain it requires your time, requires your effort and focus, all of which those things are not always fun. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not always lights, camera, action. They're not always fun. So you have to acknowledge that, that life is not always going to be like that. But you just have to fight, sink or swim, or just keep it going. And the other thing is, you look and you say, if I was younger, right? If I could go back, right, in time, like varsity or whatever, like, what would I tell myself different?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, what would I tell myself different? And I'm going to bone to chew with this dude, right? Because in the group, remember you put those pictures from like,
oh,
I'm like, this guy, right?
And also me, like.
I was like, and I was looking at that and I'm like, what would I have told myself at that point?
Yeah. But it also shows how far you've come. Like,
right.
All the challenges have actually brought you to this point.
Right.
Which is an amazing thing, because I think now you're doing pretty well. You know what I mean? Like,
you look and you say,
life is good. So
yeah, and you look and you say like, yo, what would I have told myself different? And I think anyone can relate to that, where your younger self, you don't want to have told you don't want to be looking back and say, yo, I wish I told myself not to do this and not to do, I could have saved myself. But you want to look at yourself and say, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I went through that, and
you see what I'm saying?
I'm a better person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because that's what I looked at myself. Because I used to be skinny, yo, bro. Jeez. You look
vegan, bro. On the real. I was like, this dude's drinking soya milk.
You know what's funny with old pictures sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the moment, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if other people can relate to this. I didn't think I was that skinny. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I would look at myself in the mirror, né? And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
But none of these niggas were telling me, like, dog, eat something.
Because they weren't seeing anything. They were also skinny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the people that want to lose weight, I'm just like, nah, I'm cool where I'm at. Like, I ain't trying to go back to that. But the thing is, I was looking at myself through that lens of, yes, that was not an easy experience. Just going to high varsity and, not having a lot or whatever. But I don't have too many regrets. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't look back and be like, yo, I wish I hadn't partied, or I hadn't drank, or I wish I'd been more serious with my schoolwork. I wish in looking back, for me, it's more of, I wish I could tell myself then, like, dude, you'll be fine. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know what I mean?
All the negative emotions that you wasted.
You see what I'm saying? Panicking and stressing. Like, I wish I could have told myself that. But, and that's to a lot of people that are probably in that situation as well. Where you're in varsity and you're still trying to figure out, you don't even know what you want to do with your life yet, But it's like, I would just say, don't panic and don't stress too much.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
It's hard to be practical about it, but the truth is, like, it eventually always does work out.
Eventually, yeah. If you focus and you do your best, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's what it is. So we're gonna wrap it up here. You know what I mean? I don't know if there are any last words. Tunes, you wanna say anything, bro?
Yeah, my G. I just wanted to say, shout outs to Ricky Rick for pulling up, with Cottonfest.
Hey.
Even though he was not around.
Hey.
But shout out to all the major artists that performed. Shout out to all the sponsors that came through. Shout out to, the culture for supporting hip hop.
100%.
And I'm a piano, South African artist, South African music culture. Shout out to everybody supporting the entertainment industry, man. It's love.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I feel like Choose is like, South Africa's not ready for Choose, bro.
Bro, they're ready, bro. Like he just needs to.
Once he hits. He's just.
It's coming. Yeah. It's a matter
Don't
of time.
forget us, bro.
Nah,
once you
you'll be
thinking,
here. So whether I want to or I don't, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but
man.
major shout out, man. Like,
shout out, bro.
It's been
like,
great chilling with the dudes again.
Yeah, man. Let's keep this thing going, bro. Let's 100%. Keep this thing going. This was a bit of a different show, obviously, because a few adjustments, but we still going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, still follow,
Follow, subscribe, like, you know what I mean?
Follow
like,
on Instagram, yeah.
Instagram, subscribe on YouTube,
TikTok. We also out on TikTok now.
Spotify,
Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. Like, we're everywhere, man. Just like
subscribe.
Subscribe. Be part of the conversation as well. Your comments. You know what I mean? Like, if you have stuff you want to, kind of comment about, just drop it in. We definitely take a look at those comments. So
100%.
we might in the coming episode just like
go back to
comments and pick up on someone. So y'all just stay tuned. Great, man. It's been real. Thanks to our dude Neil.
We out.
Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out Neil. Shout out.
Appreciate you. Let's keep this thing going. And
we out.
We out. Peace.